Hey guys, welcome back. I finally just got up off the couch. I sat down for a little break after I finished the dishes, and Miss Midnight, being my baby, decided that she wanted to take a 4-hour nap. And I couldn't get up off the couch because I didn't want to disturb her. But I finally got her up, and I thought I would show you guys an update on the garden and the chickens and everything else. It's a beautiful day, a little chilly, but a nice day. So let's take a little walk around the garden. We did a little upgrade to the bunny enclosure slash chicken coop. Chicken coop is only temporary because Eric's mom has found me a little coop that would be perfect for my little bantams. Hi babies, can you say hi to everybody? Can you say hi? So this is my two for sure roosters. This I believe is, you guys act like you're starving. There is a whole tray of food over there. This is my cochin. This may be a cochin as well. And I've got the two silkies and the two mystery chicks that I could not figure out. That gray one there, and then the other gray one there somewhere. I believe they are self blue. I don't know how to say it. E apostrophe U CCLE. I don't know why you guys are begging for treats. They literally have an entire tray of food right there. You can see that. Okay, so here is my in-ground rows of veggies, and they're doing great. I fertilized them with fish emulsion the other day and gave some powdered calcium to my squash, and I feel like they just took off. It's kind of crazy, but they all look really healthy, and I'm very happy because we have never gotten squash from our plants, so we're definitely hoping for some squash this year. I made a mistake, or maybe I wasn't paying attention when I planted these. This is a vining squash, bush squash, vining squash. So I put some sticks in here, but they're rambling off in opposite directions. And my tomatoes are looking pretty good. I have had to take off the lower leaves because they were getting a little bit of blight. That's little caterpillar poops. And then, let's see, I don't remember which is which. One of these rows is black beans and one is kidney beans. I don't know which. Tried to do some corn in here. I don't think it's going to do very well. And then we've got squash and zucchini in this bed, and a couple of acorn table squash or something like that. I got to try my first ground cherry yesterday, and I'm really excited. I hope all these plants pull through because Jess from Roots and Refuge has told me, well, she doesn't talk to me directly, has told her viewers many times that these ground cherries are garden candy, sweet, and she was right. They're delicious, and I cannot wait for all these babies to give me some more. I actually got, it was two of them. I gave one to Eric off of these two tiny little plants. I mean, you can see that it has, I like to call them Chinese lanterns on here, but I wouldn't think that the fruit would be ready for a while, but they were ready. They fell off by themselves. The little outside thing dried off and fell off, so I knew they were ready, and they were delicious. I've got 3 more over there, 2 more in the back there, and of course the 3 big ones over there, which haven't got any ripe fruit off of yet, but I'm hoping they'll come soon. And oh yes, look, there it is. I got one. So once they're dried out like this and they fall off, that means they're ready, like I said a minute ago. And on the inside you get this little little fruit like this. It's so sweet. Looks like there's another one that's about to fall soon too. From here, go over here, and I have a new enclosure. This is for Miss Gertie. And I mean, it's kind of ugly right now, but as I work on it, it'll look better. I put her a little pond in here because I looked up online and they're supposed to have a place to submerge themselves to cool off. And I dug her a little hole in there and put this over it. Miss Gertie, what's her doing in there? She's sleeping. She likes to hide out behind there. I love that. I don't know if it's a grapevine or whatever, but I love it. Here is some more squash. It looks like I've got different kinds in here again. Bush and vining varieties. This is Gage's garden. He has not been tending it at all, that me and Dad have. And his squash is growing. He's got a few peppers in here. And his okra is looking pretty good too. We come to our tomatoes. This is not a tomato, our cucumbers. So we've got several little baby cucumbers along here, and we've got some ants pollinating for us. So this was one plant, and then Eric planted 3 or 4 more in this bucket, and they grew pretty rapidly, so he made this trellis for everybody to hang on. I got one Swiss chard that's still doing good over here. Got some beans here. I did pick a few off of these plants today and gave the chickens a little treat. I've also gotten 3 strawberries that I fed to the rabbits and the chickens. Had to cover my pond because raccoons kept getting in here and eating my plants and my fish. I also had to separate a bunch of water hyacinthus because it was totally taking over. I've got beans that I planted over here. Not looking as good. Sweet potatoes were popping up in my compost pile, so I transplanted a bunch of them in different areas of the yard. My sun-gold cherry tomatoes are finishing out, though I do have several ripe fruits on them. They're just getting more and more bitter as time goes on, and I'm not really liking them, and they keep falling off. So I'm just letting them drop, and then I'll have volunteers next year. I finally figured out how to make my peppermint bush out. Everybody always said pinch it, but I guess I was doing it wrong before. But I'm doing it right now because I've been doing it every, I don't know, a few times. And I finally got it to sprout and branch out. So it's gonna be nice and thick. Finally. My parsley, I feed this to the rabbits most, oh no. It's got mealy bugs. I hate these things. They're all over my yard this year for some reason. And they jump. Watch. You think it's just like a white cottony something? Look at it. Look at it. These little buggers drive me insane. Oh, he took off. He's gonna be everywhere in my garden now. Finally pulled out my cabbages. I was holding out hope that they would form heads and we'd be able to eat them, but upon closer inspection, they were infested with aphids and they were sucking it dry. So some of my zinnias are doing pretty good, I think. My nasturtiums, I transplanted a few others that I had started. I don't see them bushing out at all, but I'm getting lots of blooms. My spinach did not make it. It died, all of it. My mustards, I just cut or harvested some of the older leaves to feed to the chickens and the rabbits, and they seem to be looking pretty good. I was telling you guys about the updates to this. So we had a predator issue. We lost Reese shortly after Willow had her babies to a raccoon. So we've taken some extra precautions. I got this deer netting that I have going across the entire thing. Eric installed this lattice as a door to keep them locked up at night. We've got bungee cords on one side so we can swing it, and then at night everybody comes in here. This, it has chicken wire all over top of it, plus the deer netting just for extra measure. We've got chicken wire wrapped along the inside. The chickens go in their little coop, their bed at night, and then Mama Rabbit Willow stays in here with her babies, which are in that green tub. We'll look at them in a minute. So I come out here in the evening, get everybody in, close this up, lock it up, and then I put blocks, cement blocks in front of it so that nobody can push in or out of it. We're gonna do more when we get the money, but for now this has to work because we cannot deal with losing any more animals. We've lost 2 male rabbits to raccoons. We lost a litter of bunnies, baby bunnies, to raccoons, and we're sick of it. So hopefully this works for the time being, and then as soon as we get the funds, we're gonna make something a lot better. Up here, my volunteer potato plant, I still have no clue where this came from, how it got here, but it's still alive, so we're leaving it alone. His corn is looking really good, especially a couple of these stalks getting nice and thick. So we are really excited about the possibility of getting some corn this year. And then here is Clemson Spineless and Texas Hill Country okra. I've got 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 plants right here. This squash, well darn. Looks like I'm getting some powdery mildew. That sucks, man. Just take off the affected leaves and we'll see. Actually, I'm just gonna pull this whole one out because it's a lot smaller than the other plant anyway. Hopefully I caught it in time. Alright, we got some growth on one of the cucumbers by the fence, and this is the red burgundy okra. Got 2 of them here. I think these are cucamelons finally coming up here. I hope so. I want to grow the cucamelons along this fence. Beans are coming along. And another red burgundy okra. Some of this does look like something I may have planted, but who knows anymore. Eric's herb bed. Got some cilantro that's getting pretty leggy. Some basil is finally starting to pop. I mean, the seedlings have been up, but they haven't been putting off leaves. I staked these tomatoes up, and I harvested my first midnight snack tomato from this plant, but I'm too nervous to try it. I'm not sure what's going on with a lot of these leaves wilting. I don't know if I'm watering too much or if they're prone to some kind of blight like tomatoes. I have no clue. I'm just glad it's still alive. I love this smell. You know, the first time I ever encountered mint was when I was a child. I lived in Pennsylvania, and I used to go, there was a creek that ran behind our house, and I used to go there all the time, and I'd catch crawfish, or crawdaddies as we called them back then, and I'd bring them home and I would try to keep them. Well, we had a water spigot right next to our front door in between our apartment and the ladies' apartment next door, and I tried to keep them there because, you know, they like to be near water. And there was this plant growing there that every time I touched it, I smelt peppermints. I had no clue what it was. But that's the first time I ever experienced peppermint. And I love it. Our chives I have been using, but I think this is our 3rd year having them, and they haven't bloomed. Like, they haven't got their flowers yet. I don't know. Can't remember what they're called now. but they're blooming and spreading. I've got 3 plants growing here where we only put 1. Okay, for the final bit of excitement, meet my little friend. So I showed you in another video that this is the voodoo lily that my mom bought for me when I was staying with her. And this is the bloom. It's going to flower. It only does it once a year. It's extremely stinky. It attracts all kinds of bugs. And then the flower blooms and you're left with this really very interesting stalk and leaves that look like this at the top. Well, I came out yesterday and I was surprised to find this plant had pups. I don't know if they're true pups or if there were smaller bulbs in there, but I believe, yeah, this is gonna be a flower and this is gonna be a flower, and then these 2 are gonna be new voodoo lily plants. So I'll be able to share, and I'm really excited because I wanted to be able to give one of these to my mom since she gifted it. We both fell in love with it, but she bought it for me. So I'm definitely going to be gifting her one of these. Okay, now let's go look at the baby bunnies. I've been foraging wild berries. I found hey babies, found a native wild blueberry. It's native to Florida. It's a low bush variety and it's called shiny blueberry. I found that. What are y'all scared of? Huh? You need a bath. Look how dirty. Anyway, found some of those, fed them to my chickens, hoping that they would plant some more for me. I've been giving them raspberries and loquats, and I'm just hoping to get some fruit on the property. What are we running from? No, got him. Hey, sweetie. Look how chunky you are. These are the babies. Yeah, she had 7, but we lost 2. They were just too small to fight for food. And this is the other small one here. I'm going to be keeping this one. It's just so precious. Look at it. And for some reason it reminds me of Alice in Wonderland. I'm going to be keeping this one as well because it's got a little Vienna mark and I really like those. And I don't know, I may end up keeping all of them except for the one that I owe to Eric's aunt. I need to clean this. I need to clean their thing out. So the chickens have only been out in the coop for, just stepped in poop and it's probably gonna jump on my back. They were coming out and visiting the coop, but they've spent their first 2 nights out in the coop, the last 2 nights. Spent 3 nights. Because on day 2, I came out later than I normally do to put them up. So the sun had actually set. It wasn't entirely dark outside, but it was a lot later than they're used to be putting up, than they're used to being put up. And so they were all crying and waiting at the entrance of the little enclosure for me. They were very upset with me, so I won't be making that mistake anymore. What are y'all wanting? I don't have any treats for you. I gave you all your treats earlier. I don't know how much bigger these guys are supposed to get. I feel like they're fully feathered now. Hey, baby. Hi, baby. They still don't have names. I haven't named any of them yet. We're gonna wait till they get a little older and make sure they all stick around for a while. It's been really hard to control myself over the last 2 weeks. I think I'm finally over it. But for a while there, it was really hard for me not to go back to Tractor Supply and get more baby chicks. Because they're just so cute and so fun and beautiful. And I just want all of them. I want all the bantam varieties. I want the Serramas. That's the next ones I'm going to get when I do get more. I don't think I'll ever have fully grown chickens, at least not until I get my own property. But I do plan to get some Serramas. I want little tiny chickens for my tiny backyard. Alright, that is it. I don't know how long this video is going to be. It seems like it's going to be pretty short to me. But I just wanted to hop on here. I was so excited about the updates to the garden and how everything is looking, so I wanted to share it with you guys. I'm going to give Gertie some food now. And I'm going to go in and I'm going to start cooking dinner. I'm making sloppy joes and french fries tonight. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time.